Hey, what's going on today, guys? We're going to talk a little bit about Altaria and the place I think it has in the meta as far as the Great League and why you should consider it for your team. Also, how to counter it and everything that goes along with that, and some of its best moves. Now, Altaria is a dragon flying type, so it has some of the weaknesses that come along with that. It is 1 times weak to dragon, fairy, and rock. And then it has a double weakness to ice. So you've got to watch out for those ice users. If you've got anybody that has, Wishcash with Blizzard, or if you've got something like a Poliwrath with Ice Punch or something like that. You got to watch out for those, and then you also have to watch out for the straight ice types, which is like Lapras and those that you'll run into. It does have some good resistances. It's double resistant to grass and ground both. It has a single resistance to bug, fighting, fire, and water. So that's kind of why it is one of the better ones. Those resistances really give it a lot of advantages against some of the other ones in the game. But you do have to watch out for that ice weakness there, because that can be a liability there. Now, if you look at the one I've got on screen right now, it's 1488. That is his max that it's going to ever be. Because if I go one more up, it is going to go over 1500 and can no longer be used in the Great League. So it is going to stay there. And it has Dragon Breath with Sky Attack and Dragon Pulse. I feel like that's the best moveset for it. Mainly because the coverages it gives. And then also both of those, all 3 of the moves have stab advantage. So let's take a quick look at those moves and why I feel that way. Alright, so let's start with its fast moves. The reason I chose Dragon Breath is it is a 4 power move with 3 energy, and it's only a 1 duration move. So that means it's going to hit a duration, or a turn is only 0.5 seconds. So that means you're hitting every 0.5 seconds for 4 damage plus the stab, and then 3 energy. So you're getting 3 energy every turn. Whereas Peck, if we take a look at Peck, it is a 6 energy move, or 6 power move with 5 energy, and it's a 2 duration move, meaning it's going to be 1 second. So that gives you a little bit less power, so it's 3, and then 2.5 energy. So basically, Dragon Breath is off the chart as far as energy, and also the damage. The damage is the main key. A lot of times you can go up against somebody and it's not going to, you may not even get to the charge move because it's getting knocked down so quickly, especially if it has a weakness to, a dragon attack. So that's why I went with Dragon Breath. It is very powerful. Now, if we take a look at its charge moves, the charge moves are Sky Attack, Dragon Pulse, and Dazzling Gleam. Now, I kind of put those in the order I think they should be ranked in. If you look at Sky Attack, it is one of the most powerful. It is the most powerful right now flying type move in the game. It is a 45 energy move and does 80 damage. So that's 1.78 damage per energy. It's also going to take you 15 turns to get to the Sky Attack with Dragon Breath. That is a little longer than some of the other Pokemon we've looked at. If you look at Wishcash with Mudshot, Mud Bomb, it's going to get there a little faster, but keep in mind that you're resisting that ground attack. So you do have that advantage in this. The next move is Dragon Pulse. It is a 60 energy move, and it does 90 damage or power, and so that gives you 1.5 DPE. And it's going to take you 20 turns to get there, so it's a little bit longer. A lot of times I find that if it's not weak to dragon, I just use Sky Attack because I'm getting there so much faster. So if we look at Sky Attack, it's going to be super effective against bug, flying, and grass. You do run into a lot of those in the Great League. It's not very effective against electric, rock, and steel. Also going to run into a lot of those in the Great League, and you could run into something that has double of that, like a Magneton. Maybe actually be really good against Altaria because it has the electric and the steel resistance. If we look at Dragon Pulse, it is only super effective against Dragon, of course, and then it is a double resistant, not very effective to Fairy, and then a single resistance from Steel. So you're not going to do a lot against a Fairy with a Dragon Pulse, so it would be better in that case to do a Sky Attack. So you would do the Sky Attack, which is just going to do neutral damage against that. Now, Dazzling Gleam, the reason I feel like it's an inferior move is it's 70 energy to get to the Dazzling Gleam. You're also looking at, it does 100 damage, so you have a 1.43 DPE. It also is going to take 24 turns to get to the Dazzling Gleam. Now, it does have, it is going to do super effective damage to your Dark type, Dragon, and then your Fighting. But keep in mind, the Dragon and Fighting are both covered by your other moves, and so really you're only gaining the Dark type move. So to me, it doesn't make a lot of sense to run Dazzling Gleam on Altaria unless you have a certain situation where you know you're going to be coming against an Umbreon or something like that, where it would give you that coverage. So I do think Altaria is something to be feared. Keep in mind that you can counter it with Ice. Ice is probably the easiest thing to counter it with. Or if you have Fairy, so your Azumarill or something like that can also do a lot of good. If you have your own Altaria or your own Flygon, you can do a Dragon type, or Rock is also another one that can do some damage, some Rock Slide into it or something like that. So just keep that in mind, but it's definitely something that, you know, you should fear. Your Wishcash or your Venusaur or anything like that should definitely fear Altaria, because it can get a lot of damage fairly quickly on those. So just keep that in mind and not take a lot of damage back. So definitely keep that in mind. Let me know if you guys watch this video, if you guys are running Altaria, what you found as success. Last video with Wishcash, you guys had a lot of good ideas on that. So just keep those coming. Feel free to share. If you've got a question, ask away. And thanks again for all the new subscribers and anybody that watched the last video and liked it. I do appreciate that. And until the next video, thanks again.